your students the chain gang?
Sometimes we do. The more common name, Governor, is box kickers. Box kickers and truckers.
That's good. How good is, we have this wonderful brand new airport in Detroit. How good are they, or efficient, at doing freight management? Is there that serious capability there? Can it be expanded? What will we have to do? And then where are we with this whole notion of making the Detroit region the center for logistics? I know it's already a center for logistics, but how do we make that even greater? There's been all these proposals, but where is that?
I can really get in trouble on this one now. Metro has opportunities to improve its freight handling capability. It's certainly a great passenger airport. Is that right, Ed?
Yes.
Yeah, is that fair? Has opportunities to improve its freight handling capability. It's pretty marginal at this point. Delta is looking for a new freight hub, and as far as I know, and I'm hardly the expert, but is Detroit and Atlanta are being looked at as a place to establish a serious air freight capability. We'd hope it'd be Detroit. We seriously need that as a key infrastructure item, and whatever we can do to make that happen is going to be better off. To answer your second question, the auto industry is probably second to none in supply chain management capability. Phenomenal capability, moving parts and cars around the world. And for the most part, they do a great job of moving stuff across the border. They have great relationships with the Canadian government, and they've worked out all the kinks and all that kind of stuff. Yesterday, I was meeting with a food company that ships, the company that does tomatoes in the greenhouses in Canada, and then ships them over here. And they say, we got problems all the time shipping tomatoes across the border. So if you're an auto company, it works. If you're not an auto company, there's a lot more to make it work.
I say from freight's perspective, I mean, we're business driven, so if we're not believers in build it and they will come. If there is a business that's developing, we'll work with the economic development folks and the businesses to try to quantify that and react accordingly, whether it be enlarging existing facilities or capabilities we have. But it's kind of business driven, because at the end of the day we have to be beholden to our shareholders and our stockholders. So that is our motivation, because we're business.
Oh, I have a question for Jim. Just want to ask you, like, today, when you move one of your beautiful 53-foot domestic containers across the border, how smooth is it? I mean, is it already pre-cleared to go, or what's involved, and is there room to improve that particular aspect of just crossing, or maybe it's already resolved?
Yeah, I'd call it already resolved with exceptions. I mean, there's always exceptions to rules, but then they start being pre-cleared at the source. So by the time it reaches the border crossing, that's the third or fourth step where you have to go through security to get through that. It's actually very fluid now. It slows, but it still rolls through across the border crossings, unless there is an anomaly detected by the VACUS machine that I mentioned in my presentation, in which case they'll be removed, but that's just minimal delay. So we're actually very happy with the fluidity of the border crossings right now.
So on CN, of course, the supply chain is very efficient, probably.
Yes.
In that. Would you say the situation is more challenging for some of the other railroads that may not directly operate in Canada? They got it pretty well nailed down.
Again, the big roads get into Canada also. I can't speak what they have on their properties. I suspect they're probably doing some of the similar stuff, because it's not proprietary information. It's existing technology out there. But since it is so vital to us, since we have so much more percentage of our traffic flows is cross-border Canada than the other carriers, it's that much more dramatic impact for us.
Thanks.
Good. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Really good. Really.
Thank you.